Hello, vid 205, and you know what, I thought I'd just do all three of the Power of the Prime Dinobots that I've got so far. And, excuse me while I just have a nice cup of tea in my favourite mug, if you can see that. You can see how old and chipped this mug is, so it's not like I bought it especially. Ah, nice cup of tea. What? Well, I've got Swoop, Grimlock, and Slag. Well, I mean, what? Well, apparently this one's called Snarl. I don't. Yeah, I know they're animated. I just thought I'd put that out there as a joke. They'll be used as comparisons because a team of three Dinobots. When I've got a team of three Dinobots, that doesn't make sense, does it? Get on there. Don't fall over. Don't break. Good. Right. So I'm just gonna do all three because I feel like I've teased people and I've been a bit mean. Sorry, Blue. Honestly, it was a joke, and yeah, you did get your hat trick on me, but still. So here's Grimsy. Here's Slag, I don't care what they call him. And here's Swoop. Because it sounds a bit like soup if you say it in that voice. Like Sean Shorey. Eating soup. Anyway. I have no idea why I did that. Should we go in any particular order, or... I've had Grimlock longer. Let's do Grimlock. Right, so we'll sort of push you guys off to the side. Stay there. Shh, shh, shh. Be quiet. Shh. It's fine. It's fine. Alright, so you got Grimlock. And that, ignoring these black bits, that is incredibly G1 accurate. That is fantastic. And I can't fault them for that at all. That is amazing. That is beautiful. And then you get that, which isn't so G1 accurate. Because apart from anything, it should have like the multicolours up here, like the green and all that stuff, which are actually there. And you've got the big gap here, which is clearly combiner ports, because the big gap on the back of the legs there, which are combiner ports. But you know what? I've never been one of these people who's like, oh, Grimlock's amazing, Grimlock's my favourite, Grimlock's got to be perfect. I'm like, yeah, he's alright, he's cool. So these little things like this, they don't bother me. I know it's silly, and they probably should, but they really don't bother me. I kind of wish his claws were a bit bigger. That's about the only thing I can kind of say about this mode. I kind of wish the claws were a bit bigger. But other than that, I'm not that bothered. And he comes with these things, which are supposed to be like armour, but they're not. They're just ways of storing combiner kibble. But, whatever. So we'll take them off and have a quick look at this. This. So the back of the legs are a bit fat, but whatever. If you really wanted to, you can't even hunch them up so they touch. That's a bit unfortunate, but whatever. It's fine. It's alright, it's fine. And this clear plastic with the gold underneath, that's beautiful, it's really nice. But I was thinking to myself, hang on, I've seen this before. And they actually did it on the chest plate of this Grimlock. I know it's the same gold as the rest outside, but there is clear with it underneath. So it has been done before. I might as well do the size comparison with animated Grimlock. Now, animated Grimlock was one of the ones where they made stand the way a T-Rex apparently is supposed to work, but considering it's been dead for millions of years, I don't really see why it matters, because no one's ever going to be able to go back and check, are they? So if I try and get him to stand a bit more upright, it doesn't really work so much, but whatever. There, well, this is a lot smaller, but animated are huge. Let's just all accept this, animated are huge. But if you take this as what the original cartoon looked like, and then you see what animated did with it, it took some liabilities, shall we say. But the basic colour scheme and stuff is still there. The little round bits on the hips, the colours, it's all still there. And, kudos to animated for that. But this is pretty much G1 accurate. There's no real fault in it. It is G1. And I do like that. I do like that a lot. And he comes with 2 feet. I don't know what they're supposed to be, because he doesn't come with any other weapon. I don't know if they're supposed to be like some kind of weird knuckle duster and you can punch things with them. But they're feet with ratcheted ankles, which is nice, don't get me wrong. And you got this, which you can pull out eventually. Is it easy to push it from the bottom? Yes. You got this thing, which is supposed to be, I don't know, like a combination matrix or something to make them combine. Because they're a combining set, you know that, right? I've already talked about combiner ports on him, so it's not a revelation. And this is basically a hollow, really cheesy Headmaster. Sorry, Titan Master. So you can get Titan Masters, and then you can plug them into the feet with the face showing. I'm never going to do that, or I might do it for a review or something when I get all 5 or 6, depending, and combine them. But that's just ridiculous and stupid, and I don't like it. So let's get rid of those over there. And should we transform him? Because you know what? It's pretty G1 accurate. Again, pretty G1 accurate. Not completely. So you get the head, and you lift the head up, and you fold it. And there's a tab on the back there, tab on the neck. You just fold it over, and it doesn't super tab in, but it does stay. There's a robot head, yay! Then you split this, which I would do with my nails, but I've cut them recently. Curses. So you open that, and it just folds all the way around. Oh yeah, another thing I forgot to mention, these little arms are on ball joints. Which is quite neat, but I never use them. It's neat that it's there, though, and you can use them if you wanted to have Grimlock do thoughtful poses or something. So you open that up, and this is very accurate to the G1. Now I'm supposed to just slide that up. Same with animated, actually. Animated does that the same. But you don't. What you actually do is you split this, and that tab there goes onto the side of the leg there. And that tab, that little slot there, I think. So, slot, tab. That tab there, which isn't connected to anything here, actually goes up, and there's a little tab there at the back. Little black tab there. That goes up on a double hinge, and tabs on there. Yay! This goes around, and they do sort of peg into each other, but not very well. It's more just to make sure you've lined it up. So just make sure this is pushed and tabbed on. Something I've noticed people don't do with these figures. They sort of get the tabs, put them to where they're supposed to be, and then leave them, then go, oh look, it falls apart, oh look how floppy it is. Push the tab in, man. Push it in. And it'll hold. It's not rocket science. So you straighten up the legs, fold the tail back, and these legs don't seem to want to hold together at the knee. I don't know why exactly. I think I had the same thing with... What did I have that with? The small Transformers Robots in Disguise Grimlock. The small one. As I was transforming that, it went to pop the knees apart. Which was my favourite figure that I've reviewed so far, apparently. Well, yeah, it was good enough to hit the list. I might have things that I personally like a bit better, but whatever. So, split the legs a bit. Fold the hands out. Fold the hands out. Come out. There we go. And that can be a bit messy. Make sure the chest's sort of pushed together. And that's Grimlock. And you know what? That's pretty spot on, really. I mean, is he sort of leaning a little bit? That's pretty spot on, really. I mean, I have floor polished a couple of the joints. They weren't loose enough to fall over or anything, but I did try out the combined mode using Combiner Wars figures, and they were a little too loose for that. So if you want to tighten up some screws and floor polish, that's up to you. You're welcome to do that. But a lot of people are going to get these and never combine them because they don't like the idea of a combiner. And that's fine too. But you got to try these things, especially if you're reviewing them. Cup of tea. But yeah, he's fine. I mean, these bits on the back of the arm don't make a difference. Those in the heels, in the feet, don't make a difference. I mean, he's got no ankle articulation, but who cares? He's just a standard deluxe. Standard Voyager. He's not like, super duper posh Voyager. I don't know if it's just me, but I always feel the heads slightly lean into that side. It might just be me, because I've got it with one of those two as well. And it just irks me slightly. I don't think it is, but it's just, when you're looking at it, you just sort of... your head starts leaning with the figures. And you're like, why are you looking like that? And, as I said before, you can get these and peg them onto the arms. They're like big knuckle dusters. Yay. You see how excited I am about these. Yay. What did I forget? Hang on, give me a second. Falling over. War for Cybertron Grimlock. You know, that figure that I really, really like. You guys know that, right? So he's not a massive Voyager, but he's fine. But apparently, people have been stealing the weapons off this guy. Which I haven't tried yet. But take a sword. It's all 5mm ports, should all work. There you go. Now I've got Grimlock sword. That does make him feel a lot nicer, doesn't it? Just giving him a big sword. It does improve him a lot, doesn't it? Should I have done a Dino Mode comparison with him? Maybe. But, because this is just such an awesome figure, and everyone knows how much I love this figure. It's such a great figure. I don't need to worry about that. So, you know, I'll do the animated and stuff at the end. I'll just do all these individually first. Slag. Slipperty. Smashing. Now, this is when they're calling it Slug again. Because, you know, slag is a rude word and stuff, and yeah, who cares? It's a piece of waste molten metal, if I'm not mistaken. Just the fact that in the UK it's also a term for a promiscuous woman, apparently. Who cares? Frankly, who cares? But we'll get away from the name thing. It's just slag. They want me to call it Slug. It's not a slug, it's a dinosaur. No, it's not happening. But this is, apart from the head to a degree, this is so much like a slightly toned down version of the original G1. It's scary. And you've got the Power of the Prime's armour, same as Grimlock has, but the Deluxes get a different thing. And that just pegs into the top. So we're going to take that off and throw it away. He's also got his gun, which you can just peg into the sides of the legs. You can peg in there if you really want to, or in there if you haven't got the armour on. A little bit loose there, though. Right, the gun's fine. I'm just getting out of the way. So you get this, and it is so much like the G1. It's scary. It actually is. I had the G2 repaint when I was a kid. It wasn't complete second hand. Most of my figures I had were second hand. So I know how this transforms, and this is scarily accurate. And the mouth doesn't really open. It's got a big hinge down here, but it seems like there's like two positions the jaw wants to go into, and getting it to move does that, and that's a bit scary, so I don't like that. The horns are a little bit wibbly. This horn, when I first got it, was sort of turned inwards. You can just about turn them. It's scary, so you know, take your time with it, but you can just about turn them. I might use a hairdryer just to straighten this one up slightly, because it seems like it curls inwards a bit, but that's from the packaging, so, you know, fine. And he's really nice. He just, you can't get away from it. He does feel small. He does feel very small. All of these seem very small. I imagine once you've got all five together, it's going to feel a lot better. And maybe that's what Slash is for. Just to put her next to him, just make them seem bigger. I don't know. I've seen reviews on her, and she is tiny. But yeah, it's very pretty. It's just, the head seems very... It's like they've got the head and sort of flattened it backwards just to smooth it all out. Because the frill, I would have preferred if it stood out a bit more. Like, here it is. Animated Snarl. See how his frill is freestanding, and you know it's slightly articulated, so you can do whatever you want with it, really. But that to that, see how this is just smoothed down. I imagine, in a practical sense, that would stop things being able to get behind it to bite its neck, which is what it's for. But it just doesn't look that good. I mean, if he looks up or something, it would be in the way of whatever's in front of him. Alright, it does sort of, due to the transformation, it does open up his neck a bit, but whatever, it's fine. Size comparison, they're about the same size, really. I mean, he's a bit fatter, but it's animated, what you expect. But they are roughly the same size. They just seem small. It's really weird. Very strange. But yeah, all the gold behind the plastic and stuff, yeah, it's all very pretty. The tail looks really nice. Just look at that. That looks really nice. Yeah, it's fine. Transformation, well, if you can't work that out, although the tail is interesting, and I imagine it's going to be the same on most of the other figures. Bring it down, split it, and then it actually folds on these hinges outwards. So, like that, sits out of the way. You might think, oh, then it just hangs down the leg or something. No. But first of all, we'll do this, and this is the hardest part of the transformation, trying to get this all to line up. Right. These two tabs go into the little kinks there. They go into those. And in here, there's those little tabs there, and they go into a hole in the back of the bum. But because of all the tolerances, trying to get all that to line up, you've basically just got to force it. There's no other way. And that's not me transforming it wrong, it just doesn't want to do it. So straighten the legs out, split them. You don't have to split them, but I'm going to for the sake of it. Now, basically, you get the hinge, you fold it, and you fold it back in there. Job done, right? No. Because to get it to combine, that's the flat, and this actually curls up, which means he's got no heel. But to correct that, they've got a heel in there, which you kind of fold out by turning the leg. It does stop eventually, but you turn the leg, and that's his heel. Alright, fine. But if you turn the leg, it'll try... Doesn't always want to do it when it's all the way down. This last notch kind of sits in place properly. But if it's anywhere before that last notch, you turn the leg, you turn the heel. So that last notch sort of locks it in place. Fold the tail down, shove it into the gap. Then you fold the leg up, and where are we? That slight tab sticking out there on the heel, that one, that goes into the hole there, which is the hinge for the tail. So you bring the fuss all the way over, so it's straight back, fold this at a pin there, and it clicks in. Stays. That's one leg. Yay! Progress. Try and do this a bit quicker, shall we? Because this video is like nearly 20 minutes long already. Whoops. Fold that in there. Fold it underneath this time, just for diversity. Fold that up. Fantastic. Okay, good. There we go. Progress. Then you get the arms, flip out the fists, which that one comes out reasonably easy. This one I don't think does, but let's see if play will slowly loosen that. There you go. There's a little tab on the back of the hand, which is where you're supposed to get your nail and flip it out. Do that, and force this hinge all the way down. And if you haven't noticed, combine a port, which plays no part in the transformation. You can completely ignore it if you want to. Bring that down and into place. And you have a little slag. Language. But apart from these panels at the back, on the original folded out into sort of like wings, kind of like Grimlock, this is completely G1 accurate. There's nothing about it, even the way the legs end up. I mean, apart from the tail, the way the legs end up and everything like that, this is completely accurate. I have no complaints about this figure at all. It's beautiful. The way they've transformed it and everything is fantastic. And the head, I'm not sure that's Slag. I seem to remember his head being red. But, and it will turn. It is sort of on a ball joint, and it will turn. But is it really worth it for the hassle? So just straighten it up and call it a day. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. And he's got his gun. Just fine. It's got a scope. I can't imagine him using a scope, but, fine. Maybe it's just one of those ones that points the red dot, so he's not going to completely miss. The red dot's like that instead of that. Because it's Dinobot, And you got the Prime Armour, yay! Which you can use that peg there, and you can peg it into the chest. And now he's got a big flak jacket or something, which is spiky. But you can pull this bit out, this clear bit, and leave a hole so you can put a Titan Master in there. Yay. And this bit, apparently, if you look at it just right, there's supposed to be little round bits in there that could potentially be barrels, and you can put that in the hand as another gun. Well, isn't that exciting? Well, slap my bottom and send me to me mother. It's not exciting at all, it's a bit rubbish. This whole thing is a bit rubbish, it's only there for the combine mode. At least the Combiner Wars stuff, they went, yeah, it's a big lump of plastic, but you can use it as a gun. Call it a day. This, they've tried to put more to it, and nah. So again, you can just shove it back in that hole and forget about it. At least he's not going to lose it. Just shove it in there. There you go, G1 accurate slag. Fantastic, that works for me. I'm good. I'm fine. Again, they all seem a little bit small, and I really want to straighten that horn out a bit. You can turn them so they're sticking out a bit more, but I don't think that's very practical from a dinosaur point of view. Whatever. I like the way he's got a gun, but I think they should all come with gun and sword, like the originals did. But that's just me moaning. I dare say Shapeways, so someone will release them sooner or later. Apparently there is an upgrade kit for the combine mode already, although combine mode's not been massively released. Oh well. Tea. Right. Swoop. Maybe my favourite. They're all quite similar, to be honest with you. Maybe my favourite. And his wings are all articulated and stuff, but not the way I want them articulated, which is where my little niggle comes in. And he's got a sword, which you can peg in there, or if you use this big hinge at the back, you can lift the head up so he can fly. And you can use the same peg and peg it under the jaw. But I don't know why you would. Fine. Don't you also think that the flying one should have come with a gun, so he could just fly around and shoot people from the sky? And Slag, the most aggressive of all the Dinobots, should have a sword so he can run and start attacking things? Nitpicking, I know, it's fine. But you doubt that. This hinge is a bit loose, I'll floor polish it, it's fine. I only got these like yesterday afternoon. And the toes, you can sort of do it so he can sort of lean forward slightly, but then he's not going to hold his weight. And you can tilt him back so he's flying. Yay! And that looks really nice. That looks really nice. Apart from the prime armor, which that slot and that slot go into those two tabs. Get out of the way. But that is pretty much G1 Swoop, apart from the missiles. And my little snark complaint, whatever. It does make sense in later modes, like the combined modes that I've played with. It does make sense, but my main little complaint is I wish the wings folded like there. Not here, like there, like the original. That's my only little complaint. That's genuinely it. I'm not trying to be rude or mean or anything like that. I just wish it folded there instead. That's it. That's me. After that, I'm pretty much on board. I mean, he's very... I never had the G1 of this figure, but was he that blue? I don't think he was that blue in the cartoon, or he didn't seem that blue because it was a cartoon, but was he that blue? I don't know, man. And yeah, the mouth will open. Try and get it to open. It's a bit flush. There you go. Rah! And he looks fine. He does. He looks fine. Again, this hinge is a bit loose on mine. Bit of floor polish should be fine. Not a problem. And you can sit him down, fold the wings up and stuff, and yeah, fine, great. Size comparison. I don't know why I did that accent either. With Animated Swoop. So Animated Swoop is actually smaller, because Animated Swoop was... I really love the engineering on this guy, and he looks a lot more... I want to say realistic, but you know. Tell you what, let's just get full wingspan on both of them, just see what it is. Get that straight. About the same. I know on your perspective it looks like Swoop's bigger, but they are about the same. Genuinely, they're about the same wingspan. So that's cool. And he's just a lot fatter because he's copying the G1. The G1 was fat because he's really spindly. I've reviewed all the animated Dinobots so people can go back and watch them. That's when I had my operation. I remember. Sorry, I just remembered. Yeah, so, shall I transform him? Yeah. Right, so you get the toes straight, and you fold them on a hinge all the way back here, fold them all the way onto the back. Onto the back. Then you get this whole section, wriggle it loose. Again, tabs, the sort of like weird T-shaped tabs that go into the back of the wing there. Alright, fine. And fold it straight down. Fold the toe out, which I think might go a little bit further than it needs to, but whatever, you just adjust it. Call it articulation, it's fine. Split the legs, which again, a little bit loose. I've not floor polished any of these, I've not done any of that. This is effectively straight out of the box. Untab the arms, they got that tab that goes into the side of the hip. Flip out the hand, get it all straight, straighten the arm. That, flip out the hand. Sometimes if you can, going over the back of the hand and just getting into the gap might be easier. Straighten the arm, fold down that, peg it in, and that's about it. I mean, the wings, you can do that with them. This is why I wish around there they just fold into the back like the original and just leave the missiles there. But that's me. They are, basically for every mode you're ever going to use it, they stay like that. And there's the combiner peg, yeah. For every mode that you're ever going to use, they basically stay like that. But you can bring them down, which is fine. And you can also bring them like miles up. So you can go, I am the terror that flaps in the night. I am Batman. Whatever. The point is, you can do that. You can do what you like. There is a limited choice there. You can do that. He comes with his sword, which is fine. I don't mind it. It's, you know, it's a nice G1-ish looking sword. I'm not sure if that... Well, they all had very similar swords, but that looks a bit more like the one that came with Sludge to me. But fine, okay, that's fine. Sludge? Yeah, I think so. But again, is it just me, or is his head ever so slightly leaning to one side? Just slightly that way. I've tried turning it, but it doesn't want to go. I don't want to risk breaking with it by messing with it. And he also comes with the prime armor that does the thing where it comes out and it can be a gun, and I'm not going to do it because it's stupid. And they've got this flip out peg, which is clearly so it can connect to the wrist and be a hand. But on Slag, you fold that down there and you peg it in, but there's nowhere to peg it in there. How do you do this? How do you do that? Yeah, you can do it. Just get that out the way straight, and on the inside of the thumb here, because these are thumb parts, there's that big tab. On the side of the head, there's a tiny little groove in there. So you get it in there. It doesn't hold that well, but it is holding. You just fold that round the beak and push the other one in, and tab it in. Tab it in. And now he's got a big stupid lump hanging off his front, and it looks absolutely ridiculous. Yay, armor! It just makes it look like... Was it like the Zeta Gundam series when they were dropping suits into the orbit and they had these big lumps attached to them and they were basically just parachutes? That's what it kind of looks like to me, but it doesn't look like armor. So I'll untab it. But if you get the wings to the default position that you're always ever going to be able to use them in, past the T-shape holes, if you look out to the sides, there's other holes. Ooh! So use the exact same tabs, and just plug it into the back. And again, pretend it's not there. Strangely enough, all this extra weight on the back of the figures does not affect their balance at all. It's quite spooky. It's actually really good. And I do like them. I genuinely like these guys. I'm not sure I should have paid like the 25 quid I did, plus £9 or something next day postage. Thank you, In Demand Toys, anyway. You know, I wanted them, I got them, I've reviewed them, they're great. I'm not going to argue. That was my choice to do so, but I don't know if they're worth getting it at this price right now, or if you can just wait till you maybe find them in a shop. Because, I mean, I'm gonna order Sludge and Snarl because I'm an idiot. As long as I've got the money, I'm gonna do it. Oh yeah, I also found last night, just messing around, I found Slash, the Legends class figure. I found her for £7 free postage from China. I'm assuming it's not a knockoff because I did the same sort of thing with. I know I got Sea Spray, but I'm pretty sure there was another figure I got the same way, and I can't for the life of me remember what it was. Whatever. But I got those that way. Was it kick? No, it wasn't Kickback. I got that from Asda. Don't know. Can't remember. But you know, that's fine. It's fine. It's fine. And at the minute, these guys are looking a little bit anemic because he just looks a bit weird. The height range on his own. But if you get Sludge and Snarl next to him, he'll look a lot better. Swoop was never the one that really mixed in with the team because he was completely different design and he's different colours and stuff. So he's sort of in the back but still part of the team because everyone loves him. He's one of the more favoured. And Grimlock's just that much bigger than everyone else. So at the minute, these don't look like a cohesive team. But once you get the other two, and then you've got little Slash standing at the front, they're going to look a lot nicer together. And I can't wait to have that. You know what? I really can't be bothered doing a size comparison. Go on, I'll do the same as I did in the last one. There's a Knockout, who's a Scout class figure. They're deluxes. What more do you want from me? You know, there's your War for Cybertron Grimlock. Okay? That do you? This video's gone on too long, I don't want to do size comparisons. But yeah, I just thought I'd be nice to everyone involved and get these out of the way so you can see them all, and I'm not a big meanie, honest. Well, not that mean anyway. Belusha's got Takara Devastator. He says if I kill a few people, I might be able to get it. But, you know, the police might be watching, so I'm not gonna do that. But yeah, they're quite nice figures. They are. They're really quite nice figures. Again, not convinced you need to shell out the money to have them right now unless you really want them. And if you are super G1 fanboy of the Dinobots and these little changes and stuff are going to niggle at you, then they're probably, well, they're going to annoy you, frankly. But if you're willing to just take that little step back and go, you know what, I'm fine, I'm good, let's have a look, they're perfectly fine. They're absolutely fine. I know I commented on Bisto Yeti's video when he reviewed Grimsy, and he was not happy with him at all, but he's a much bigger Grimlock fanboy than I am. Or indeed, he is a fanboy and I'm not. So I can understand him being annoyed. Me, I'm not bothered by it. I'm not upset. So again, it depends on your expectations. If you've got high expectations, they might not reach them. But they are perfectly acceptable and doable figures as they are. Okay? Okay? Are we clear on this? Are we good? Are we done? Okay. So, I should be ugly, I should be wretched, and I shall see all of you in the next one with some figures I literally got this morning, and I didn't want to do an unboxing video. I think I've done too many unboxing videos. I'm just going to open some stuff. Unless it's something really interesting like these, I'm not going to do an unboxing video unless I feel like it. So, bye!